So we've had this game for over 5 years and we bought it because it's one of the few games that's also fun to play with 2 people. You can play it with more, but it's also nice to do it with just 2. Hi, I'm Joost from Kids Toy Studio and today I'm looking at Machi Koro. So let's open it up. So we've got all these different cards right here, and this game doesn't have like a playboard. It's just dice and cards. So you might call it a card game, but it isn't really. Now, mind you, these are in Dutch because, well, I'm in the Netherlands, and of course it will be in English for you. The goal of the game is to build your own city, and the more of these cards you buy, you can build out your city, and you have to, well, like, make educated guesses about which of these numbers will be thrown with the dice the most. So it's often a good idea to buy a few of these different buildings with different numbers on them. You got the different colors. The red buildings will steal coins from your competitors. So you've got these different red buildings right over here. You've got the blue buildings, and with these you get extra cash, extra coins, regardless of whose turn it is. So if my competitor throws a 1, then I will also get a coin. You also have these green types of buildings, and these only give me coins when it's my turn, so when I roll the dice and get an 8. Now there are a few cool other different types of game mechanics here, because you can only throw with 1 dice at the beginning, but you can buy some of these special buildings which also cost coins. And for example, with one of these special buildings you can start throwing with 2 dice. So after you've reached that point, then all of a sudden these cards with an 8 on them will start to matter for you. So there's a lot of different things to take into account with the game mechanics here, and you have to see what your competitors are doing in order to keep up with them or stay ahead of the game. Now, as with Monopoly, that's one of the drawbacks. Pretty early on in the game you can see that you are really not going to win, especially if you're playing in a larger group. So if you're really behind the pack in the beginning, then you will have less coins to build out your city with, and it's almost impossible to gain enough traction to catch up with them. So sometimes when we're playing this with 4 people, then there's always one that's not really into the game anymore. Well, like with games kind of like Monopoly have that as well. But there are a lot of different things going on for this game here, and you can even buy some extra sets to go with this base game to make it even more of a complete set with different game mechanics.